I hear pencils sharpening.
Mhm.
All right, it says that the stream has started. Maybe I have to refresh. There we go. Yes, okay, we are live. Excellent. Hello and welcome to Science Wizard Comics, the official YouTube channel for our humble comic book imprint, the home of Juan Poole of Pineapple Pizza Man, and coming soon, Help Becky Smash, as well as Last Call. They're connected. And I got a couple of people on here we're going to chat with, and we're going to do a little bit of drawing. I'll join in at some point, although obviously I can't draw what the theme is for this week because I am running a contest as well with this first edition of the Anti-Cheesecake Challenge. We got Slick Jimmy here. He is the host and creator of the Cheesecake Challenge, where they draw beautiful women with various themes, and it's a lot of fun. So make sure to check out Slick Jimmy Speaks on YouTube for the Cheesecake Challenge, and check that out every Sunday.
Yeah, and every Sunday night. I'm thinking about 8 o'clock right now. Might shift it. How you doing? Anybody out there who's listening? I'm going to be on mute for a sec because I'm currently driving. I don't want to make a lot of noise.
Yeah.
But I will respond if I'm asked.
Yeah, and that's 8 o'clock Mountain Standard Time as well.
Indeed.
All right, and of course here 7 o'clock or 7:30 if I'm running late Eastern Standard Time for the Anti-Cheesecake Challenge, where we'll draw all manner of things that are not attractive. And of course the other guest I have here, our very first artist for the stream, is Carl. How you doing, Carl?
I'm doing great.
Fantastic. And what have you been working on lately?
Who, me? Oh, I've been working on a webcomic.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Cool. Tell us about that before we get started here.
It's called Wholegrave. You can find it on Tapas or Tapastic.
Okay.
It's a cartoonish adventure strip featuring two wealthy aristocrats who crash land in the middle of a crazy desert filled with giant monsters and various air pirate factions, living and dead, who are all searching for a legendary treasure.
Okay, sounds interesting. And that's on Tapas.
Yep.
Well, if you want, I can throw up a link there if you want to send that to me. That way we have something we can show people if people start showing up. I don't think we have anyone just yet, but it doesn't hurt. Oh no, we got 2 watching.
Awesome.
So hello to you 2 that are here to see the Anti-Cheesecake Challenge. And while he's getting that link for me, I'll tell you exactly what this particular version of the Anti-Cheesecake Challenge is going to be, if you're not familiar with what it is from my various posts for the last couple of weeks on Twitter. My upcoming comic book, Help Becky Smash, I have yet to reveal the title character, Becky. And the premise of the book is that these 2 twin sisters, Betty and Becky, Betty was blessed with a natural beauty, so she definitely belongs on the Cheesecake Challenge, and she's shown up there as well.
Innate pulchritude. That's Becky. Or Betty.
Betty, yes. Betty is the beautiful one. Becky is not as lucky as Betty genetically, and she was cursed with hideous ugliness. So I decided to start up a contest for, to coincide with the creation of Help Becky Smash as we're working on it, where people will draw Becky or what they think Becky looks like. I mean, you hear, well, she's a really hideously ugly woman. Okay. How so? I want to see what people come up with just for giggles. But also there will be a fantastic prize, and I'm going to keep it a mystery. I'm going to keep it a secret for now what that prize is. But if you know me and my history with art contest prizes, I deliver some pretty cool stuff.
Okay, I pasted the link in the chat.
Sweet. Hey, Coffee and Critters, and of course my beautiful girlfriend, Sadedly D. She's always supportive of all of the ventures that I pursue. So always a pleasure to see her. And Coffee and Critters, I believe that is our good friend Raven Monroe, and she's a fantastic artist as well. So hello, Raven, and she's worked with me before with the Wampool campaign. She designed all of the stickers that we're going to be sending out to people. Well, actually,
come on, Raven, get your sweet little ass in here and do some drawing. Come on.
You know, I'm going to take a second, just a moment here to pick up those stickers and show people what those look like, in case anybody hasn't seen it, and there's anybody else that has joined the stream.
I gotta share something with the chat or whoever else is listening out here subsequently. I do Little Girl Lethal as my book with my friend Whiskey Paint from Vladivostok, Russia. I'm from Utah, and look at those beautiful. You got to get those things to they're a little bit out of focus. Let them focus a little bit. Those are really sweet. Look, there's Sugar. There's my girl. You can see her. She's the blonde. Bunch of awesome stickers and characters from the Revengers and the other characters that people love in the community. For some reason, it is not resolving. I don't know why.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Maybe I just have to like hold it back and slowly bring it in. Is that better?
It's still it's still kind of. But anyway, those are great. Those are a nice sheet of cool stickers. But I'd like to say we hit 22,000 in demand store for Little Girl Lethal. I wanted to thank whoever is listening who did contribute and is a backer. Thank you very much. Back to Matt, back to Josh and Help Becky Smash some nookie or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you know, Wampool is going into its very last week of in demand. We're going to be shutting it down as soon as June hits because we're going to be going into fulfillment in various capacities. We're going to start with the posters and the T-shirts, and if you've seen the posters, you know those are going to be fantastic to have. And they're going to be big too. They're not going to be these like cheapy little posters. Like they're going to be nice big posters. And then of course there's the fantastic Ask Me About My Shitpost Agenda T-shirt, the replica of what Radical Nemesis wears. Gotta love it. So that's in its last week as of tomorrow. Tomorrow starts the last week of May. So it's the last week of the Wampool campaign, and then we're going to start, you know, getting things ready to ship out in various capacities. So if you've been holding off, if you've been wanting to get in on the Wampool comic book, we've got issues 1 and 2. We've got them digital as well. If you're not, you know, super financially capable. And then we've also got just the first issue, second issue, if you've already read the first issue and you just want to see what's next. And then we've got all the extra stuff as well. And we've hit several, you know, stretch goals. We've hit stretch goal for trading cards. There's 5 in total. So you have it, if you get the two books, if you get 1 book, you're going to get 1 card. If you get the 2 books, you're going to get 2 cards. And if you get the everything bundle, you get all 5 cards. And it's going to be random what card you're going to get. You're not going to get any doubles though. So unless you've got several, you know, several tiers or something like that. But yeah, it's a fantastic book. I could not endorse it more highly. I love this book. It's one of the impetuses for me starting up Science Wizard Comics because I wanted to help Troy make this comic a reality, a physical, real comic book that we could start, you know, trying to get out into stores and everything and have it in people's hands. Because it's just like Stan Lee says, you know, a comic book is like a woman. They're great to look at, but it's so much nicer when you have one in your hands. That's got to be my favorite quote of his of all time. So yeah, check that out. And Stan was the man. That is a statement of fact. So where did you post that link? Was it in the Cheesecake Challenge? No? I'm not sure where you. Oh, no, wait, I don't see it there either. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, let's start drawing some Becky. I can't draw the Becky, obviously, because I don't want to give away what she actually looks like, but I can certainly draw something else, and I'm eager to see what you come up with, Carl.
All right. So let me. I know there's a. Let's see. You have a picture of what her armor looks like somewhere.
I do, yes.
Yeah, right here. Okay. So, are there any like criteria, like poses or anything I should draw her in, or?
No, you can. As far as that, creative liberty of the artist. Do what you feel is right. Draw this ugly woman however you would like to.
Time to draw a hideous woman.
It's definitely a nice change of pace from a lot of the drawing streams that you see. Like everyone's doing like sexy ladies and buff dudes and like, let's mix it up. Let's draw something ugly. But yeah, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. I almost forgot. I did not forget, but what's that?
Giving her a Waluigi chin.
I love it. So another thing I wanted to point out, I don't know if you saw this, Raven, or anybody else in the chat, if anybody else has joined in. But Science Wizard Comics has just started up its own TeePublic store. So I'm just going to share my screen for a second here, so you can see some of the things that we got available. Most of what we got is just logos for our various books. So we've got Wanpool, Pineapple Pizza Man, Help Becky Smash, Last Call. Those are our 4 main titles that we're working on. Help Becky Smash and Last Call are connected. That's going to be. It's essentially like one story, but told from 2 different perspectives, and it's both the start of a journey for Betty and Becky and Help Becky Smash, and also a start of a journey in Last Call. So their origins are connected. So we thought it was a really interesting and fun idea and fun, and unique storytelling exercise with this pair of graphic novels. So we've got our Science Wizard Comics logos. You can get T-shirts for each of those, and stickers as well. I made sure to have stickers because they're a nice, like, fun, cheap little thing that you can get. We've got the 3 different logos that was designed for us by Nod Cybot. So if you're not following Nod Cybot, definitely follow him, because he's got he does some really great logo and branding design work. He's really good to work with too. I really had a fun time going back and forth with him when we were setting up all this Science Wizard comic stuff. And then the other thing we got is a Wanpool mock movie poster. That I drew, yeah, it's something I've been working on for this last week or so. It's just a little surprise for Troy, but also, to make it to make something, that another piece of fun Wanpool art that people can purchase and show their love of this this fantastic bunch of characters. We've got and if you're familiar with the Marvel cinematic universe, you'll probably recognize this sort of layout as Captain America: The First Avenger, which is what I was basing this off of. So yeah, I put a lot of work into this, but I think it turned out pretty good.
Looks good to me. Sorry, I went out for a bit, so.
No worries. I've been a real chatty Cathy the last little bit, but I just wanted to get some of that stuff out there. And thank you, Coffee and Critters. I think it's fantastic. I had such a fun time drawing it. My girlfriend Kira, she was kind of watching me work on that a lot. We stream a lot, like we do a lot of Skyping together. So yeah, so check that out.
Is that what the kids are calling it now these days?
Yes, yes, it is. But yeah, this is great because like you can go mini 8x12 for pretty cheap, $9.75. Medium 16x24, large 20x30, and you can even extra large 24x36. So this thing can be big if you want it big. I got one for myself too, just because the more Huanpool swag, the better. Eventually, I'm going to, have to decorate my little background around here so that it's not so drab when I go into live action mode. My messy room with all the boxes of Huanpool swag sitting over there. So it's all coming in. We got the prints on the way. We got the cards on the way. The pins are done. The stickers are done. What else? I think that's everything. We got the comic mailers. So pretty much the only thing we're gonna be left waiting for now is the comic itself. All of the incidentals, all of the extras, they're done. They're ready to go pretty much. Hey, Comics de Nord, thank you for joining us and welcome. Yeah, so sorry for taking up so much. Let's take a look at what Carl's working on over here and see what his idea of what Becky looks like is.
Okay, so we're not quite finished yet, but
ooh, fun. Are those eyelashes or
yes,
is it
really long eyelashes?
Poke somebody else's eye out. No wonder nobody wants to kiss her. So Comics de Nord, you're new here on the stream. I don't know if you started from the beginning, probably not, because we're live. But just to let you know, we are doing a stream for a contest for our upcoming comic Help Becky Smash. So we are having artists on to draw Becky for the Anti-Cheesecake Challenge. Why is it the Anti-Cheesecake Challenge? Well, because Becky's not a very attractive character. In fact, she's quite hideously ugly. So I wanted to see what other artists thought of when they think of a hideously ugly woman character. And the person who gets closest to the actual design of Becky is going to win a fabulous prize. So if you're an artist, Comics de Nord, if you're an artist and you want to be on the stream to draw some Becky, just let me know. DM me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is at MORDENNIGHT. It's at Morden Knight. Don't ask me what the name means. It's something I've had since like grade 8. No lie.
Well, there's no problem with that.
No, I don't think so. Actually, I might as well talk about that. Why not? Something to talk about.
Sure.
Morden Knight was actually a character that I created in grade 8. It was for like I was into a lot of like comic books and anime, and I consumed the stuff with vigor.
You? No.
Yeah, who'd have thunk, right? Guy running a comic company, a comic imprint. But yeah, I created this this story. It was like sci-fi with vampires, and the main character was a vampire. I was a big fan of Blade, so of course vampires had to be a big part of it. It was very anime inspired as well, so it all took place in high school. It was like a harem kind of thing, so there's lots of female characters after the main character. There was a cat girl.
You were just covering all the genres.
I was covering all the bases, no lie. Yeah, no, I was writing it, and then I realized it sucked, so I stopped. But I was already using the name of the main character for like all of my online presences, and so it just stuck. I was just like, it was just like, it's too much trouble to change all that now. Oh, Coffee and Critters. Yes, I will be doing this stream again in the future. I'm gonna try to do it every Thursday. I want to start getting something, pretty regular. Yeah, just so that I can constantly be building up some content for this channel. Since it is new, the only other video we have on it right now is the announcement video for Wampool, which is a mirror of the one from Troy's channel. But yeah, I want to start building this up as a hub for anything Science Wizard Comics related. And it'll be a lot of fun. After the Help Becky Smash contest is finished, I'm gonna start doing like different themes each week for the art stream and the challenge, and yeah, it'll be a nice place to work. Like anytime we have an art contest, because I like to do those on occasion. Anytime we have an art contest, it will be a place where our artists can come on and draw their entry for the contest and just hang out and talk about projects they're working on, talk about all sorts of things. Speaking of, anybody else in the chat who's listening, Coffee and Critters, who's also known as Raven Monroe, has a terrific little coloring book of chibi, like cute chibi characters that she just released. So if you like coloring, or if you got kids who like coloring, go check that out. I believe it's on lulu.com, Lulu something Lulu. You know what? I'm gonna get the link and just put it in the chat there. If I can find it. I don't know how far back it was, but yeah, no, it's a cute little book. I want to get it too, but
to really accentuate the horror of her design, I'm putting her in a Justin Bailey style Metroid suit.
Justin Bailey, who's that?
In the original classic Metroid, there was a code called the Justin Bailey code that basically put Samus in what was basically more or less a space bikini.
Oh, okay. Well, who doesn't love a space bikini?
So to accentuate the terror of this character's design, I'm putting them in something like that.
Nice. Also, if you're in the chat, I just posted the link to Raven's coloring book if you want to check that out. It's a fun little book. It looks cute. And she's got such a fun style. So I definitely endorse it wholeheartedly. That's what I do here. I shill for people that aren't Science Wizard Comics people. But it's all about growing, comic books and growing that industry. Just giving props to artists and appreciating good art. Uh-oh, what's Carl doing?
I'm gonna ink it.
Oh, that's what you're doing. That was quick. This is going to be a short first episode.
Oops, wrong pen.
Are you planning on coloring it for the official submission?
I might.
I'm starting one real quick because I might as well.
That's fantastic. I love it.
And I'm not a professional artist. I'm a writer, and I have artistic inclinations, but not real major skill. So let's just leave it at that, and we'll see what I do.
To be fair, though, I've seen some of your drawings, and I've seen much worse.
Yeah, I know that I have some talent buried way beneath all the other bullshit, but yeah, I know my limitations. Man's got to know his limitations.
You just don't have the 10,000 hours of practice.
I do not. I do not. I have more than 10,000 hours writing, but not drawing. So
yeah.
So let me see.
Yeah. Well, if you guys want to talk amongst yourselves, hang out, talk about your projects or anything, just do that, and I'm gonna send out another link for the stream on Twitter. See if we can get a few more fancy schmancy artists on the stream.
Old lady in Adam's apple.
There we go. Orion Knight. I don't know who that is, but somebody replied to me with his. Oh, I don't know what that is. What is this? I'm so confused. Some replies on Twitter just confound me. Breaking out. Coffee and Critters is breaking out the fancy inks. I can't even remember the last time I actually inked something on paper. I've pretty much completely moved to digital, like 100%.
I love the feel of inking on paper. Just feels right for some reason.
I like the feel. I've been considering checking out that that Paper-like. Have you heard of Paper-like? It basically like makes it so that when you're drawing on your iPad, it feels like paper. I've heard good things about it. My MANimations partner Jeremy Fine uses it, and he was the one that first told me about it and got me thinking about it. But I don't know. I actually don't mind, but I'm curious. I don't mind drawing on the iPad without it, but it does have me curious. It really does. Yeah, and Comics to Nord, how you doing? Coffee and Critter says, giving me Yzma vibes. I think she's talking about your pretty lady there, Carl.
What abomination am I bringing upon this world?
Well, just wait till you see my abomination.
That's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be such a fun book. Like me and Troy have been working on it, you know, on and off for the last little while, and we're really starting to get moving on a lot of the design work for it. I still have to find an artist like to officially draw the comic, because I'm actually just going to be writing it, not drawing it. Because while that one's being worked on by while Help Becky Smash is being drawn by another artist, I'm going to be drawing the Pineapple Pizza Man comic, so that we can kind of get as much work done as possible, all at once. Have two different projects going at the same time.
Yes, Pineapple Pizza Man. A whole different kind of abomination.
Coffee and Critter says, if you need an artist, and then puts her hand up. Hey, if you want to do a test page, I'll happily have you do one, and see if you're the right fit for Help Becky Smash. We'll see. I don't know. She's a pretty hot little artist. She's a pretty hot little artist. Might have a good chance. She says she'd love to. Have you ever done? Have you done any science fiction kind of like panel work? Have you done any like sequential art like that? I think you mentioned. I think she mentioned before at some point that she did a web comic. Correct me if I'm wrong. She says anything to help Becky Smash. Ah, she's already attached to Becky. she wants that happy ending for her. Although considering what we have planned, that may or may not be in the works. She says she has. She's working on her own comics that's magic based. Interesting. Well, you'll have to when you come on the show, you'll definitely have to tell us more about that so we can spread the word, even if it is only a little bit. Hopefully the channel will grow, you know, relatively quickly as we move forward towards the campaign for Help Becky Smash. But, and we get, you know, more content on the site. I do want to keep them relatively short. I don't want to go over an hour and a half. It's just meant to be sort of like a fun sort of pop in, you know, work on your entry for the contest, and then you know, pop out and maybe come back next week and see where you're at or something like that, or get a new batch of people on to do their entry for the contest. Yeah. Meant to be fun. She's gonna prep some artwork. She's excited. She's so fun to work with too. When we were doing the stickers, like, she's just always like really upbeat and peppy and just like ready to go. And I love that. I love that. Gotta rotate to good art. Oh, like rotating the canvas? You know, it's funny because when I'm on the iPad, like sometimes, like, because you just have to like do the 2-finger thing where you like touch it with 2 fingers and you can like rotate it easily, and you like zoom in with pinching and unpinching. Is that what it's called? Do you just call it unpinching? I don't know, but like sometimes I'll do that, and then sometimes I'll just rotate the iPad itself. And like I can never like seem to like just pick one. You know what I mean? Like I switch between the two, and because I switch between the 2 different methods of rotating my artwork, I keep having this problem where like I'll go to hit the undo button, but now like it's the whole iPad's rotated, so it's in a different area. I don't know if anybody else has that issue. I'm just very inconsistent with my method. But you know, but I get results. I get results. I got my Huang Pool poster, and that should be in the mail. I'm so excited for that. I love doing like covers and posters and stuff like that. You know what? I should be doing some art while I'm on here. You know, I think I know what I'm going to work on. I am going to get back into some of the design stuff for Pineapple Pizza Man.
I am not used to drawing stuff this intentionally ugly.
It's usually an accident when it's ugly, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a cartoonist, you try to teach yourself to learn to draw appealing things.
You know, it's funny, when I was designing Becky, because I work closely with Mr. Moffel, and I would run it past him because he's basically like the chief creative officer of Science Wizard Comics. Like I run practically everything by him because we just have like a really good work rapport when it comes to art. Like we really tend to be on the same kind of wavelength, but you know, we keep each other in check still as well. In case you, oh damn it. Here's a little piece of art that I commissioned from Ginger Foxy. She's another fun artist on Twitter. And yeah, I wanted Pineapple Pizza Man and Huang Pool looking all heroic.
That looks really cool.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
I love how you use the pizza slice to give Pineapple Pizza Man a literal masculine V shape.
Right? I mean, it wasn't. Pineapple Pizza Man wasn't created by me. That was actually the writer Theron Kurth, and I actually I did update him though. I kind of like refined his look a little bit. So this is the official Pineapple Pizza Man design right here. So he's definitely got like a lean masculine look. He's got the pizza. I love that the pizza kind of gives him that like perfect V shape, like the big like the crust ends up looking like big shoulders. Coffee and Critters says, what inspired Pineapple Pizza Man? For me, what inspired well, I didn't create Pineapple Pizza Man, so I can't say, but I think what inspired Pineapple Pizza Man was the desire to constantly harass Donald DeLay, because he's so anti-pineapple pizza that you like everybody that likes pineapple pizza just wants to do anything they can to like get on his nerves, you know, with pineapple pizza memes and just like all the harassment you could possibly think of that's pineapple pizza related. Like I was constantly on doing that. Oh hey, we got Niobe Comics on here. How you doing, Larry?
What's going on, brother?
Hey, I am starting the official Science Wizard Comics Anti-Cheesecake Challenge. That's going to be happening weekly here on this channel. And we're starting it off with a contest for Help Becky Smash, where people are going to design what they think Becky looks like. And the closest person who, the person who comes closest to the actual design of Becky by the end of June
Becky,
is going.
She's the ugly one, right?
She's the ugly one, yes. Okay. So whoever, that's why it's the Anti-Cheesecake Challenge.
What do you think of that, like Jimmy?
No, it's all right. You know, you got to do what you got to do.
I think Slick prefers Betty. I think that's clear. So what brings you down here, Mr. Rebel Comics?
Just checking the Twitter, saw a link, thought I'd just jump in for a couple of minutes and say hello and see what was going on.
Oh, cool. Well, I'm all for cross promotion. So tell the people watching who you are and what you do.
Who's my daddy and what does he do?
Who's your daddy and what does he do?
Well, I'm Larry, LP, as some people call me. I write comic books. I do a comic book called Niobe, and we just did a spin-off called Avani, which is currently being lettered right now by Mr. Joe Rodriguez.
Yeah, I'm waiting for my copy.
Yeah. Waiting to get them out. I mean, once it's lettered, it goes to the printer, and then it's just a matter of time before they're in my hands and in the mail. So it's all coming together. But you know, we're working on a new Niobe right now. We have a new artist who's doing a test page as we speak, and we got the Paul Green cover, and we got Steph Wilson, who's this rising star with a very Dan Mendoza sort of style, doing a variant. And so yeah, some good things coming down the pipeline. Don't want to say too much until you know, I's are dotted, T's are crossed, sort of stuff. But yeah, it's coming together, you know.
I'm glad to hear it. And what the new Niobe, is that something that you're going to be doing on Indiegogo this time, or are you going to stick with Kickstarter, or are you going to do a combination of both?
It might be both. It might be both. I have a hard time picking one over the other, to be honest, because I've been with Kickstarter for so long and it's been good to me. But at the same time, you know, there's a whole group of people on Indiegogo just chomping at the bit to check it out. So who am I to deny them, you know?
Right. Yeah, I think that's definitely a good reason to do both. You know, if you already have an established base on Kickstarter, but you know that there's people on the other platform who really want to get into it, like, yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I definitely want to check out Niobe. So if you're bringing issue 1 to Indiegogo, I'll definitely be checking that out as well.
Well, you know, the rumor is that the original #1, we're going to do an Indiegogo relaunch. So anyone that hasn't seen it, they want to check it out, they can. And to make it special, it's going to have a special Indiegogo variant cover. And I think it's safe to say this now, since he's already been paid and working on it, is Josh Spencer of Spencer Tunes. He's the man that's working on the cover. Josh
Spencer. The name sounds familiar.
He's an Australian guy. Cool cat. He's been on a few streams. He's been on Slick Jimmy's Cheesecake.
Oh, yes, that Josh Spencer.
Yeah. So he's hard at work, man. He's a hardworking dude right now.
Excellent. Glad to hear things are moving along nicely.
Yeah, I had a setback, a snag. Some people may or may not know. I was let go from a convention that kind of demoralized me for a bit, but bouncing back.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think that's anything to do with you, honestly. Like, you've always been a nice guy. You've always, just been about the comics. It's just that all this politics stuff is getting too in the way. Forget about the politics.
War. That's how I put it.
Yeah.
War.
Okay, so I think I'm done with the inking.
Oh, fantastic. Let's take a look.
The most unappealing character I've ever intentionally drawn.
Ooh. Well, bring it down just a little bit so we can see her beautiful face. Oh my, she's got quite the schnoz.
Yeah, she has a really big nose.
Pretty stylish hair, though. Going for Aurora.
Quite the eyelashes there.
Thank you.
I hope those are short. Coffee and Critter says, "I love her. Wife material."
Well, isn't the quest to find this woman a boyfriend?
Well, yeah.
Looks
comic
like we've
Help
succeeded.
Becky Smash. The comic Help Becky Smash is all about these twin girls traveling the multiverse as mercenaries. But that's really just their day job. Their real goal is to help, Becky, the ugly sister, find a boyfriend or a husband, or at the very least, smash.
Find her soulmate. See, I follow along. I'm keeping tabs, man.
Yeah. It's gonna be a fun comic. Coffee and Critters, you got to raise your standards, girl. Yeah, Pineapple Pizza Man. He's coming along.
He's looking pretty snazzy.
Yeah, he's got that booty too. You know it. Oh, I gotta get. I gotta show you guys the this picture that I was working on. Pineapple, you son of a bitch. I always kind of pictured Pineapple Pizza Man as having that very deep, kind of Arnold-like voice. Maybe not with the Austrian accent, but definitely like that kind of cadence. You know what I mean?
Look at Pineapple Pizza Man, the earlier picture that you had. He's got these big purple gauntlets on it. I almost pictured like one of them being yellow with the Infinity Gems.
Oh yeah. Oh, that. Oh, I should do a piece of art of that.
that'd be wicked, right?
Yeah. Man, where did I put that? I'm trying to find the picture of Pineapple Pizza Man that Raven did, so I could show that off. Can't find it. Oh, it might just be on my phone. Oh shit. I gotta go. 1 second. I'll be right back, guys.
Alrighty then.
So, Slick Jimmy Love, man, how's things progressing?
Well, we're moving along at pace. We'll see what happens soon enough.
Yeah. I'm excited. I think everyone else is excited, man. The little girl Lethal,
I'm sorry if I'm drawing right now. I'm doing a Becky Smash.
Oh, you're actually taking part in the challenge. You're not here just as a personality like I am right now.
Yeah, it's hard for me to multitask when I'm drawing because and again, like I'm intentionally making her very unappealing. So we'll see how that comes out.
Well, I can probably, go to Walmart and do some life drawing. I might find a couple of candidates there.
But
Oh.
but I mean, I'm trying to like. I mean, the anatomy's because I'm not using any reference at all, so the anatomy's like wonky as shit. So.
Oh, dude, I'm sure it's better than anything I can draw.
Yeah.
I'm like one stage up from Stickman.
Well, I'm just playing around at this point. We'll see what comes of it, and then
Who
you can
knows?
hear me.
You might
What?
have the drawing that wins the entire thing, though. You know, you never know.
Oh, well, I'm not really worried about that so much, but we shall see, eh?
We shall see. Now, so this is the Anti-Cheesecake Challenge, and of course, Slick Jimmy, you're known for the actual Cheesecake Challenge.
I am.
How's that been progressing? I know you've had quite a few good shows, some good talent on there.
Well, the next one will be number 10, so we've been
10?
going 10 weeks.
Damn, man.
And I'm pleased about that. So we'll see. I need to come up with the next theme. I think half of the reason why people, at least some people, come out for it is because the themes are interesting, and we kind of play with stuff, and it's not the normal drawing thing where it's just like, hey, let's do a Spider-Man or whatever.
Right.
I give it the artist their head, and they can just kind of do what they want and play with it, and I like that. I like the idea that I'm not directing them per se once they start in their projects, and then we get to see some really different stuff. Each drawing is the artist's own kind of thing, and I like that a lot. So yeah.
Is Josh back?
I am back. Sorry about that, guys.
Oh, no worries, man.
I ordered a pizza and I couldn't hear the phone. And he was
Let me
trying
ask
to
you a
call me.
question. Does it have pineapple on it?
You goddamn right it does. It's just not pizza if it doesn't have pineapple on it.
Right?
Why is it that so many East Coast people have such a bias against pineapple? I mean,
I don't know.
Because it seems like it's mostly East Coast. You go to California, most people don't really care about that stuff. They like it, And I grew up around a lot of Polynesians, and Polynesians love their pineapple on their pizza. So,
Oh hell yeah.
Thus the Hawaiian. But I mean, they like Spam. Like if you go over to Hawaii, they'll put Spam and pineapple. So.
I've never really had a lot of Spam. I can't really say much about it. Like, well, I can't really come to a firm conclusion on whether I do or don't like it. I just haven't tried enough of it.
It is a meat product, so I mean, there you go.
Yeah. Well, you got a couple of people in your chat, Coffee and Critters.
Oh yeah, she's the best. She's that's Raven Monroe. She was the girl that did the Revengers stickers for the Whompool campaign.
Okay. And then you have C Diddly D.
Yeah, that's my lovely, lovely girlfriend.
C Diddly D, that's the pirate's.
You also have a friend of mine here in the chat, and that is God, what's his name again? Comics Denor. I see him.
Yeah.
So that's Shale Robert.
He's been quiet, but yeah, he's a good fella. I think he's popped in on the MANimation streams here and there too.
Yeah, he just started doing his own stream. He's the guy.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he started up his own YouTube channel now. He had my friend Larry Holder on there the other day of Time and Space. So his name is Shale Roberts. He does a book called The Guardians of Erloth. That's
of Erloth.
Right.
Yeah, I've seen that. That looks fantastic.
So shout out to Shale. He's been on my show a few times too. Like when when it looks like no one's coming on my broadcast, Shale shows up.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. Hey, Shale, if you're still watching, if you're still listening, let me know what your channel is so I can sub to it and I can check you out. I sub to pretty much everybody. I like listening to what people have to say, what people are thinking, and what people are up to. I like to keep abreast of the situation, as it were.
I like to keep abreast too, or a couple.
or a couple.
Checking out Carl here doing his thing.
Yeah, he's moving right along. Switched over to his iPad, is it?
Yep. Now I'm coloring it.
Nice. Fantastic.
But yeah, I want
I'm
to
not-
thank you, Josh, for your support that you gave me. You know, when I was going through my dark time there, if you will.
Of course, man. You know, you've always been kind to me. You've always been, you know, very supportive of a lot of the other projects, a lot of the other people. You know, I see you're a good man, and you know, I saw what happened to you as a complete injustice, and it was just awful. I didn't want to see you lose your will to create over that, because you know I've been in that mindset before. You know, when something happens and it kind of you know takes it takes a beating, like your passion kind of takes a beating because of it. You know,
Well,
but
lesson learned is I know exactly where they stand on the spectrum with me. You know, like
yeah. But there's always an audience. You know, the people that love the book are going to continue loving the book. You're going to find new people in this community, and many more as we grow this thing. And you just like I believe in your product, man. I'm looking forward to Avani. I want to check it out. I want to see what's up. And after that, when you do the Niobe one, I'm going to check that out too.
well, Niobe,
It's on my list.
It's definitely going to be a level up. I mean, you know, Vonnie's a black and white comic. You know, it's done in a very indie style. But when we do Niobe, I mean, I found a guy, man, that I think can really bring the vision out. It's going to be in full color. You know, we got a couple of pros and a rising star on the covers. It's going to be cool.
That's fantastic, man. I'm so happy to hear it. And also, guys, if you're on the chat, if you're listening, if you're watching this later on, don't forget to check out Slick Jimmy's Little Girl Lethal as well. You know, he's got a fantastic campaign there, and it's going to be a really cool, really sexy, really violent book.
Well,
if you like violence and sexiness, that's the one.
Yeah, it's gonna mess you up if you're not ready. So just a word for the warning. There's the trigger warning. Okay.
I'm ready. You know, Jimmy's book was the first Indiegogo book I ever bought.
Really?
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
I
You know,
think-
I always back Kickstarters in the past because that's what I was used to. And then when I met Jimmy and I saw what was up, I'm like, you know, I particularly made an Indiegogo account just to back that book. But now I have it set up, so I can back whatever, right? But yeah, his was the first.
Thank you.
Yeah, I actually, during the summer last year, I was actually like quite the impulse shopper on Indiegogo.
Yeah,
They make it pretty easy. Like you just start browsing, you're just like, oh, that looks cool. Click, click. There it is. You're done.
Let's see what I need to find myself a peach color. I don't know if I have peach.
What are you coloring with, Jimmy? Pencil crayons or what?
Nah, I got some Prismacolors.
There you go.
So I'm not really good. They end up looking more like crayons. But I mean, if I'm gonna buy art stuff, I usually buy pretty good things.
Yeah, I got like a big drawer full, like, you know, pencil crayons and a few Copic markers, and Sharpies. You know, I used to really be into drawing. I just was never that good at it. You know,
I didn't know you drew, Larry. I thought I didn't know.
No, dude, nothing. No, I refrain from using the word drawing and probably use something as like, you know, trying to scribble something out that someone else can work with.
Okay.
I mean,
like
I'll show you.
Like a rough concept, essentially.
Well, you know, I just don't have the skills, you know. Like if I really practice at it, maybe I could get better. But here, I'll show you a drawing. Like I'll show you. I don't know if I want to, but
yeah, come on, do it. Oh, that's not that bad.
Right, but that was done in 2009. You know, early Niobe stuff, right before there was a comic or anything else. You know, like
there's some potential there, man.
You know, it's got some action in it and stuff, but you know, I can't draw hands, and I can't, you know.
It's a good post. Hey, hands are a struggle for me even to this day, and I feel like they always will be, no matter how many of them I draw.
When it comes to drawing hands, I just cheat.
Oh yeah.
I just draw mittens with sausages sticking out of them.
I'll show you,
enough.
maybe a more recent one.
Oh, also, guys, if you guys haven't checked it out yet, check out Super Harem as well. That's by my friend Matt Wenger, and that's going to be a fun comic. It's a funny, sexy comic. It's literally about this guy named Tim who has basically the power to give anybody superpowers by having sex with them. So anyone he has sex with, they get superpowers. But it's a double-edged sword too, because every time that he has sex with someone, they get superpowers, but there's also a chance that it'll open up a wormhole that will let some Cthulhu-esque giant monster into the world as well. So it's a pretty interesting concept. It's fun, it's funny, it's sexy, it's got some badass monsters in action. Some really great, really detailed art by Joseph Ball. So check it out if you get the chance.
It looks like something you could see. Oh, I like the cover there. That interior artwork looks like something that I would see right out of like Heavy Metal or something,
Right. Yeah, and like the scale of it too, like the size of this monster, like he does a really good job of expressing that.
Speaking of Wenger, he's actually on another show tonight.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's on the Matriarchy, which is hosted by my good friends Matthew Reese and Matt McGibson.
Oh, nice.
I know Matt Reese. He's a good dude, man. He's been on my show a few times. I like that guy a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, Matt.
Man, so many different streams.
Yeah, there's another picture of mine, Josh. This one here, I was like fooling around with Copic markers.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
See, I like what you're doing here. Like you've got some like fun poses and stuff.
I try.
And you work on it. You could do some pretty good stuff a few years down the line. I mean, you should see like some of the. You ever see some of those pictures where like people show like their art from like a couple years back, you know, and then their art today, and you just see like these like ridiculously gigantic leaps and bounds in quality and talent.
Yeah.
Man, you put the time in and you see results, and I see some pretty big potential there.
I mean, when I was younger, I wanted to be comic book artist. When I realized that probably wasn't going to happen, I kind of dove into the realm of writing, to still be a part of it somehow,
Right,
but
right.
I always drew these characters, like I have like a big binder full of like these old drawings and stuff, and some of them I scan or take pictures of. But this is how the comic book came about, by me bringing these old drawings to Artist Alley at conventions, right?
Yeah.
It's like here's some ideas I had. They don't look that great, but I'm sure you can take it and make it look cooler. And of course they did, and that's how the ball got rolling.
That's an interesting way to do it. Yeah. Me myself, like I haven't really been to a lot of conventions. It's just one thing that I never really had the opportunity to do very much, because I've always been like either in a small town really far removed from them, or a student who can't afford them.
I spent a lot of money. Like, this is why, when I got dropped from that convention, it hurts so bad, because, this is a thing I like to do. I like to go, I like to get art. Like this piece here, this was done by Paul Green, who's doing the variant for the new Niobe. He's got like a very J. Scott Campbell sort of style to him. And he's, he's done lots of exclusive work for Zenoscope, like Grimm Fairy Tales and stuff like that. So he's on board, man.
That's fantastic. I really like that piece.
Yeah, that's on my wall. I'm looking at it right now. It's on a slightly bigger than 11 by 17.
Mm. Well, I'm trying to find some of my old art. See if oh, here we go. From a couple years back. Let's see. This is actually the original design for my character that's in the Revengers, who's also become part of the Wanpool universe, J-Pop. This is the original design that I did not a couple years back, but this is probably like 10 years back, something like that. Yeah, that's more than 10 years. God damn, I'm old now.
I meant to close out my window, and I actually killed the hangout.
Oh, sorry to hear. Yeah, no, I was just showing some of my old art. This is my character J-Pop before I did a big redesign of him in my old style.
I'll check
Back
him
before.
out.
Yeah.
How did you become an animator, man?
Well, I went to school for 4 years. 4 years, yeah. And yeah, I gotta find the lineup. Where's the lineup?
Like, what led you into that path?
Well, honestly, it's never been a question for me. There's never been a question that I wanted to be in animation. It's been there pretty much since day one. Like, since I first saw, like, the moment I saw my first cartoon, I was basically hooked. I was just like, I want to do that. I want to make drawings come to life. And yeah, it's just been something that I've been wanting to do right from the beginning, right from when I was a little kid. And the hard part was wanting to be an animator and living in a small town and not having internet, because internet didn't exist yet. So, you know, and even then, even when the internet did come around, like the early days of the internet, there was not even remotely the amount of resources that there are now for learning, you know, the kind of skills you need to become, you know, a digital artist, a painter, you know, an animator. Like, you can learn all of that stuff online, like relatively simply, and for free too. But like back then, like, finding the resources to learn animation was virtually impossible from where I was living. And I wasn't the only one that was looking. My mom was actually looking for me as well. Like she was constantly trying to help me find information or like books or classes or anything that could help me learn the trade that I wanted to get into. So I got to give a shout out to my mom. I love her very much, and she's always been supportive of my goals and my dreams. Not everybody can say that about their parents. Not every parent is as supportive, especially of artistic endeavors. But yeah, I got to give credit to my mom, because she really encouraged it. And yeah, success. I'm there. I'm where I want to be.
That's
and
awesome.
yeah. So man, I tell you, like, it was hell trying to figure stuff, like trying to learn the skills necessary to become an animator. Because one of the things, and I'll tell this story because I just find it so frustrating. You know, I was a relatively mature kid. Like, I'm a goof. You know, I like silly, dumb jokes and stuff like that. But when it comes down to work time, when it comes down to, you know, what's important, I've always been able to kind of, even when I was in high school, like, you know, get down to business and be serious when it's necessary. But one of the things I learned about, you know, becoming an animator when I was first looking into colleges was that life drawing and drawing like nude models and drawing, you know, figures from life and all that, like that was very important. So my mom and we were trying to find like any kind of life drawing classes, but you know, like, we only found like one anywhere near where we lived, and they would not allow me to join that class because I wasn't yet like 18 or 19 or whatever the age was that was, you know, requisite to be able to look at a naked body, as if I hadn't seen internet porn 1,000 times at that point.
Right.
You know, and it was so frustrating for the both of us, because it's just like he doesn't want to do this, like, you know, to get his jollies. He wants to do this because he very much wants to learn the skills necessary to get into school, to the school that he wants, you know. And this is like the only place in town that does it, and they're just like, sorry, he's not old enough, you know. We don't want immature people in here or whatever. We don't want kids. We don't want to be liable, whatever. Couldn't make an exception, even though I was like plenty mature enough to handle that kind of thing. Never mind that, like, give it a year and I'll be in college doing that anyway, right?
Right.
So what's 1 year?
I gotta go.
Hey, who said that?
Me, Carl.
Oh, Carl. Okay, yeah. Take care, Carl. Since you're the only artist working on the stream right now, I think that's a good time to probably shut this first edition of the Anti-Cheesecake Challenge down.
Nobody gets to see my art. Nobody gets to see my art. Oh,
I want
that's
to see me.
Hey, if you want to show it, I'm happy to see it. I want to see it. Show me your Beckies. Show me your Beckies.
Come here. Just a second. Well, we'll see. Give me a second.
Dun, 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 dun,
I know.
dun, dun,
Just
dun,
give me a minute.
dun. No, I'm doing the Jaws theme because she's a monster.
Jimmy's got to figure out his technology.
Well,
Also,
give me a second.
Captain Fuckhead is in the chat.
Seen that.
I'm probably demonetized now because of his name, but nice to see you. He was actually the first person to submit a design for the Help Becky Smash What Does Becky Look Like contest. So
I gotta put all my shit away here real quick. So give me a second.
No worries.
I'm
Thanks
not on the
for showing
desk.
up. Thanks for showing up to the stream, Captain. I'll just call you Captain. Captain, my Captain. Sorry you're late, but we will be doing this every week on Thursdays at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time until the contest is over and we've found a winner. You know, it's interesting because
a few entries yet, or what?
Well, Captain Fuckhead and Carl are the first. They're the first two. Yeah. So there's a 50-50 chance of a winner right now.
Let me see. I want to see what I can do here. Do you see it?
Oh yeah, I see it.
Hold on, I don't see it.
There we go.
Oh wow, Jimmy, she's pretty ugly. Pretty
yeah, I kind of mangled her anatomy on purpose because, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But she's saying, "Come here, you," because he's after somebody.
Looking like Swamp Thing with a perm and a gun.
Yeah, I made her a little bit. I made her a little bit of an SJW, I guess, because I gave her the hair and she looks like a troll somewhat.
Nice.
So there you go. That's my Becky. I hope people aren't too traumatized anymore.
C. says nice slick, and Coffee and Critter says that's amazing, perfect Becky.
Yeah, yeah. That was my that's my entry. Hopefully, people don't have too many nightmares.
Yeah. Well, please take a picture of that and DM it to me so I can throw it in the folder.
Scarred for life, James.
Yeah, she's got a little Mac 10 for some reason. I don't know. I just gave her a little Mac 10.
Why not? Because she wants to Mac.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. The Mac 10.
Right? She's looking at her Mac on, you know. Like,
she wants to Mac 10 times.
And I kind of put her in like a camouflage leotard with you know, gauntlets and boots. So you know, she's trying for some sex appeal, but it's pretty tough.
it's pretty booked.
She's a cutie. What about you, Larry? Are you working on something?
No. Well, I'm working on spinning one up. That's about it.
All right.
But other than that, I'm going to be probably doing some live gaming after.
Awesome. Well, I look forward to it. I look forward to everybody's entries into the Help Becky Smash What Does Becky Look Like Art Challenge contest with a prize. Yeah, I think that's it for this first stream. Thanks so much for coming, guys, for hanging out, for chatting, for shilling your wares, and for drawing some gorgeous Beckys.
There you go.
All right, take care, everybody.
Peace.
Bye-bye.